We got two big games this week with Sonoma and San Francisco State. Sonoma, they shoot a lot of threes, run around like in a 4-out, 1-in a lot of the time, and have post players that can kind of play inside out a little bit with penetration. They got a lot of guards that can shoot it well. So we just really need to focus on us defensively and being able to contest outside shots because we don't want them to catch fire because they can be pretty dangerous in those situations. And then San Francisco State has a new coach. We know some of the personnel from last year, but there's going to be a lot of new faces. And they have predominantly a guard offense where they go guards as forwards and post players. So it's going to provide an interesting matchup problem for us, for our post players to have to be able to guard perimeter players. But I think we can kind of exploit that on the other side too. Like their guards are going to have to guard our post players in the blocks. So hopefully we can execute and get some easy looks inside. But we really just are focusing this week on shoring our own stuff up and kind of cleaning things up, coming off the break, getting back in shape and, all the holiday treats that everybody had enjoyed, kind of getting that out of our system and back, getting some shots up, execution and defensive adjustments.
Talk about how you're preparing to go on the road to start 2015. Is it any different than if you were playing at home?
I think it's nice because we're not in school. So since we're on break, I think going on the road isn't as big of a deal. Our schedule is kind of nice in a way where we're kind of on the road every other week. We kind of alternate, which is good in some ways and bad in some ways. But we're looking forward to at least not being on too far of a trip. The first one, Sonoma, San Francisco, it's the closest dual trip to us. So at least we kind of get our feet wet with our first conference road trip closer to home. It's not an 8-hour drive to Humboldt or, a 5.5-hour bus ride to LA. So I'm happy about that, and the girls have been back and we're going to be on the bus going up there and everything. So should be a fairly painless trip, at least as far as like the distance. And then it's just, us being able to execute and getting rested and them not being too excited because there's no school and, bouncing off the walls.
You went into the break losing a close one to East Bay. Tell me about if there's any momentum or what the confidence is like with the team coming into these games.
It would have been nice to have won before the break. I mean, I thought we played a pretty good game against East Bay. We had a good look at the end to win it, and it just didn't bounce our way. So I think it's good because I think it was at least promising in the fact that, like, we definitely got better. Like, we're definitely improving, So from my perspective, I'm trying to keep it, for the girls, just an eye on the process rather than the outcome. And just that we are improving and we need to clean these areas up. And once we get all of these things fixed, then, hopefully the other side will be a win, but just like it's not good enough to just be mediocre. And I think having them strive for that. And when the switch goes on and they realize that we're not doing enough yet in order to get wins, I think then that will change. So we're just still pushing.